Merry Christmas! It's January 6th, according to most of the world, but it's December 24, according to the Greek Orthodox. Then Merry Christmas to all of my Orthodox friends, and one of them is George. George, this is the second tour that I dedicated to you, and we are now at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We're going to visit mostly the Greek Orthodox part of the church, but I will show you a little bit more of it. Then let's start with the name of the church. A lot of the Western call it Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Church of the Holy Tomb. But I prefer the Greek Orthodox name of it, the Church of the Resurrection, because the story is not about the empty tomb of Jesus. The story is about that he actually was risen. He's not here. He's up there, and we are waiting for him to come back. Then, I have two crosses that you asked me to dedicate it for you. And George, here's your name in Hebrew and English. You know that I have a little bit problem with your beautiful family name, Crapolitis. I hope that you're not now on the floor laughing, but I'm trying not. But I'm dedicated it not only to you, I'm dedicated it to your twin daughters, 3.5 if I remember correctly, which are miracle by itself, and for Alexander, your nephew, which is another miracle of God, another creation of God. Although he cannot talk with us, he knows how to talk. He's got his own communication way, as I believe, that the Jerusalem cross is dedicated to him as well, together with the other cross. He will choose what to do with it. The minute I blessed the crosses, those wooden, olive wood crosses is totally different now. At the shop there were crosses, very important, but when I actually blessed it at the Garden of Gethsemane and at the Tomb of Mary, that is the surprise for you, George. If you didn't see that video, you will see it soon. Then it actually, it's an energy cross. Then I believe that if you need to touch it, if you feel bad and touch it, you will feel better. Then I'm trying to enter to the Greek Orthodox Arabic part. Most of the Greek Orthodox in Israel and Palestine are Arabs. And this chapel dedicated to them. This is the 40 martyrs, but it's closed. The middle one is where Mary met when the Mary saw the crucifixion, which actually happened there, and we're going to visit it soon. And the last one is dedicated to James, the son of the brother, of Jesus, the first bishop of Jerusalem. Now let's see if George will let me enter and talk in the church. I hope that, although it's Christmas Eve, I hope that they will let me do that. It's a beautiful place, I must say. I don't need to talk about ecstasis, the wall that will divide us from the priest and from Jesus. But here you can see a stone from Santa Caterina, one of the most important churches ever at Sinai. It's, I think, the oldest Greek Orthodox church, never been damaged, with a lot of beautiful icons. That iconostasis is old, but not so old. You can see that it's from 1863. but if George will let me enter to St. James, Jacob, a church, then you will see something special. Then I'm blessing now here. Sorry, it's dedicated to Mary. Hi, George. Mary Magdalene, that saw Jesus after the resurrection. Then let's enter to the other church. And let's hope that he will let me. This is a quite old This is a quite old icon of Mary. Then George, Merry Christmas.
Quickly, please, quickly.
I will do it quickly, all right. Then let me show you the bishop chair and iconostasis, and I will talk about Mary later on. It's quite an old church. The iconostasis here is not so old. 1861, but the iconostasis that dedicated to St. James, it's old. That is the only icon that left from the fire of 1808. Then let me just bless it before it will kick me out. The Bishop of Jerusalem, in a way, is, the first Bishop of Jerusalem was James. And the Bishop of Jerusalem today is actually continue doing it. That is the icon that we believe that Mary the Egyptian saw at the entrance to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And thank you very much. Merry Christmas. And she didn't let her in because she was a sinner. Then the facade of the church is mostly from 12th century, and let's climb up to see the crucifixion place. We're climbing up to the Golgotha through the Catholic part. I know that Catholics believe that this is their church. Greek Orthodox believe that it's their church. But let's face it, the first Christians were the Greek Orthodox. And why it's empty here? Where are all the Greek Orthodox disciples? Mostly in Bethlehem. Jesus was born there. And there's no reason to visit the Church of the Resurrection. He's not there. He is now, will be born in Bethlehem. They entered to the Catholic place. That is where Jesus was nailed to the cross. And to the left you can see Mary with a spear in her heart. The Pietà. But we are now entering to the Greek Orthodox part, and that's where Jesus was crucified. This is the bedrock of the Golgotha. You can see John and Mary, and while Jesus was on the cross, he asked John to take care of his mother. Look at the full moon and the stars and the angels that are crying now. The exact crucifixion place is in front of you. It's let me use the flashlight. And you can see it in the bedrock. Now I'll touch it for you. Here it is, George. Above you can see the story of the agony. Pontius Pilate wash his hands, for example. Saint Simon helping him to carry the cross, and Veronica as well. They will put the red maroon on him, the King of the Jews. They will laugh at him. King Herod, Pontius Pilate, Garden of Gethsemane. I was there with you, blessed for you. Judas' kiss. Later on, George, I will light next to the crucifixion place 5 candles. No, yes. 1 for Alexander, 2 for your daughters, and for you and your wife. That we'll do later on because I cannot do that I'm holding the 2 crosses in my hand and the camera in the left hand. This is the Golgotha. We just came from here. It's a beautiful mosaic wall made by the Greek Orthodox in 1990. You can see the Golgotha, the skull, the Calvary, and Jesus is on the cross. Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own cross. But before we will visit the place that he purified his body and the tomb itself, let us, if it's okay by you, enter to Adam Chapel. This is Adam Chapel, but before we will go to Adam Chapel, let me ask the priest there if he will let me go into the chapel. Father, Merry Christmas. Can I go and bless the cross? Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. We have been blessed today, George. This is a small piece from the true cross, and I will bless it for you and for your daughters and Alexander. And if it's okay by me, if it's okay by you, I will add your wife into it. and a lot of relics that we're keeping it and we're keeping here. Let me bless it again. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Let me just go out from that small door. I'm too fat for that. But I did it. This is a blessing, George. It happens, it's so rare that it happens. Usually it's closed, and if it's open, I'm not really happy to enter. I mean, they're not really happy to let us go in. Now, this is beneath the Golgotha. That chapel belongs to the Greek Orthodox. And the idea is that at 3 o'clock, the earth shaked, and drops of blood went all the way down, and so many people resurrected. According to the Greek Orthodox, one of them was Adam, the first man ever, Adam and Eve. This is Adam Chapel. Before you will ask me how can it be, because Adam, because you know of the flood, according to the Greek Orthodox, Jesus was, Adam's tomb was at heaven at the beginning, and after the flood, it moves to here. From here, we will continue the story. After Jesus died and they took him off the cross, they purified the body of Jesus and they put a lid on it, and then they bury him in a cave. What we are going to see now is the stone, the anointing stone. That is the place that the body of Jesus was laid and purified. And as you can see, everyone here touch it and bless everything. I believe that there is before and after. It's before the anointing. The smell is amazing. Some people actually say that when the crosses arrive, they can still smell the anointing oil. No, I cannot. I am holding it. Can I ask him? Ask him to do that. Sorry, I wanted to help him, but I couldn't. We are at the Armenian chapel. That's where the three Marys saw the crucifixion. But here is the most important part that belongs to the Greek Orthodox, and this is the tomb itself. Sadly, I cannot go with the crosses. So I can go with the crosses, but I cannot go with the video into the chapel. Though, as you can see, there's not a lot of people here. And still, I cannot do that. But George, I promise you to do that immediately after I'll finish taking that video. The tomb himself is divided into two. And George, the most important thing here is the holy fire. I'm sure that you know that holy fire on Saturday, Easter Saturday, then let me talk a little bit about it. First of all, it doesn't look like a cave, and we expected to see a cave. Secondly, I cannot go in with it, but I can describe it for you from here. The first chapel is the angel chapel who took care that no one will steal the body of Christ, and you can see the light there. This is a result of the holy fire. All the candles in the church, I think all the candles of the Greek Orthodox churches, or at least the main Greek Orthodox churches, are using that fire. The second part is the tomb himself. You see there's someone there praying, and I'll go there, I will put those two crosses on it, but later on. One more thing, and that is very important for so many people who believe that that is the church. I will talk about it soon, but before that, if you want to have your own crosses, I don't know if you can hear the muezzin of the mosque next to here. If you want to have your crosses, then go into the description of that video and you will see the link of Buy Me a Coffee. And there, Merry Christmas. And there you will be able to see the options. You will have all the information, but please do that like George did it. George didn't forget to send me his address. I need to send it to you. And secondly, he told me about himself. I'm not going to talk about everything that he told me because it's less important for you. But when I know it and when I blessed it, I could change things here. I could skip other places and actually talk more about places that belongs to his life. And beside that, he's got two amazing children, twin girls that had a miracle by itself. He knows what I'm talking about, and when I will light the candle for you, and when I will bless the crosses and inside the tomb, that's going to be a private prayer. Then I will mention things that you say and bless everyone that you know. Even Alexander, of course Alexander will be there as well. Then, just to show you that it could be the place, and let's start with that church wasn't exist until the 4th century. It means that when St. Anne came, she knew where to go. She didn't decide to go to a place that she wanted just because she wanted to do that. Secondly, we know that it was outside their gates. And we know that church is now in the center of Christianity, center of Jerusalem, sorry. It is the center of Christianity, but center of Jerusalem. Maybe another part to the tour, although it's closed. I will talk about it when I'll be next to it. I'm just waiting for the lady to go. Then to show you that it was outside, I will take you after that place. I will take everyone that watching that video and already subscribe my channel. True, please don't forget to do that. You're my tourist. I'm not guiding. More than 2 years now. I'm guiding you. This is my mission. If not, I know what will happen to me. I will be fatter and I will be sadder. I won't be. Then you actually keeping me alive. This is the Katilokon. This is the most important church of the Greek Orthodox here. And every day they have their service here. But most important thing is that stone. It's like the third stone. And according to what we believe, this is the center of the world. Look how beautiful is the dome. But now I'm gonna take you to see why I believe why I believe that church was outside the wall. First of all, we know that that was the garden of Joseph of Arimathea, and we must, and we know according to the book of John that the tomb was so close to the Calvary. Then, to have the church, under the church, to have the crucifixion place and the tomb of Jesus, this is not a surprise for me. It's written in the book of John. Secondly, we know that the Jews have been buried outside the gates. And we know that the Calvary, the Golgotha, used to be a quarry. And a quarry is never inside the city. King Herod built a temple, from the stones that he took from here. But here it is. This is a Jewish tomb, and there are a few like that in that church. Then in that matter, we can assume that if there is a tomb here from the time of Jesus, then it was outside the gates. But there's another option, which is now really outside the gates of Jerusalem, outside the Damascus gate. It's called the Garden Tomb, which is an amazing place, mostly for the Anglicans and other Protestants. Then I can convince you that it's happened there as well, but my feeling, my guts, although I didn't find any evidence that say, I'm Jesus, I was crucified here, I believed it was here, but that's only me. Thank you very much, George. You blessed me with your story, and I hope that others will do that too. I hope that your future, as I see it, will be amazing, and I'm so happy that you're taking care of your nephew, Alexander, because he knows that you're doing it for him. Thank you very much for watching that video, and please subscribe my channel, and if you do have some questions, don't hesitate, please write it down.